I think this is going to be our last shorts or first shorts, depending on when it comes out. So I think we will add a little bit of Christmas and maybe a little bit of the New Year in this, on to Christmassy stuff. Most of you guys you might be aware that, there is a whole industry around tracking Santa. And one of them is actually NORAD, which actually is the command center which tracks incoming missiles into the US and into NATO countries. And NORAD also tracks Santa. So, how did this really come about? So the way it happened was a local Sears store in Colorado Springs actually ran a Dial a Santa campaign in the year 1955. But however, there was a misprint in the number. Instead of listing the number of the Sears store, they posted the number of the Continental Air Defense Command Center, which is NORAD. So on Christmas Eve, 1955, Colonel Harry Shoup, that is SHOUP, he began receiving calls while working at NORAD from kids asking to speak to Santa Claus. So instead of obviously 1955, you don't want to disappoint kids. Instead of telling the kids that they dialed the wrong number, the colonel and his men, they started answering the call, and they said that it wasn't Santa, but he could help track Santa on a radar. All night, he and his men kept fielding these calls, giving them details about Santa's location, and his reindeer flew through the skies and all of that. So, and this is how this whole tradition started in the year 1955, that NORAD also tracks Santa. And in fact, the other bit of trivia that I think I shared with Nilesh and all is that I didn't realize it, that the Irish government actually passes a resolution in their parliament that gives Santa passage over their airspace, and there's certain revenue exemptions and all also that are given to Santa. So there are a whole bunch of people involved in making Santa move around the world.
Also, keeping in line with the Christmas spirit and Santa stories and all that, we all think Jingle Bells is a Christmas song, right? The question really is it a Christmas song, or is it a song about a jaunty ride on a one-horse sleigh? Okay, so the song was actually written by James Lord Pierpont, and he was the one who composed the music and wrote the lyrics. And it was released under the title One Horse Open Sleigh. Okay, so it wasn't called Jingle Bells. It was released as One Horse Open Sleigh in 1857. And then in 1859, it was rechristened as Jingle Bells. And the funny thing is that if you actually go and read the lyrics of the original song, right, it's a bit of a rebel without a cause kind of a attitude in the song. Because let me read one para for you, which usually is never sung. It says, "Now the ground is white, go it while you're young. Take the girls tonight and sing this sleighing song. Just get a bobtailed bay, 240 at his speed, hitch him to an open sleigh, and crack, you'll take the lead." There's no way this song was about Christmas. So this song, if you read the original lyrics, is quite funny because it's about taking a babe, putting her in the sleigh with you, all of that. So it's this really young, rebellious boy who's written this song, which has become the Christmas song, which everybody sings and thinks it's all about Santa's sleigh, which it isn't. And so it became the Christmas song in 1943. Okay, it was written in the 1850s, became the Christmas song as it is now known in 1943. With a version of Bing Crosby and the Andrews Sister, who did the whole thing with the Christmassy versions and all of that. And that's how it's become the Christmas song, but it wasn't originally written as a Christmas song. And did you know that this song, Jingle Bells, was the first song which was broadcast from space?
Oh, nice.
So I thought that was really funny because Jingle Bells has nothing to do with Santa's sleigh. But hey, let's have a Merry Christmas with Jingle Bells.
So apparently even the Santa's red color is a creation of Coke. And before that, it was like, he was like a multicolored guy or whatever he was. But it became all red and, Christmassy because of Coke.
And Nilesh, just to lead you into your shorts, I think, is Santa 100 or more?
Yeah, thanks for giving that segue. So yes, I mean, I while you guys were researching a bit on traditions of Christmas, and I didn't know. I mean, hats off to Bill Crosby actually to actually convert it into something that everyone reveres today. So a week or two back, Charlie Munger died. So he was the right-hand man of Warren Buffett. I mean, rest in peace. Great, huge, person in the investment community. People talk about his anecdotes, his one-liners. Brilliant guy. He was a billionaire, but lived a very simple life, honestly. So very interesting personality, Charlie Munger. The story is not about that. So I was just looking at it, and Charlie Munger died at 99, and then I looked up. He just died 2 months short of 100, right? And then I was thinking about Prince Philip. He also died at just about 2 months short of 100 at 99. Queen Elizabeth had a full life. She died at 96. And I felt that these are the people who, I mean, why didn't they go to 100, right? So the prevalence, so I started looking up the prevalence of centenarians and how, what is the percentage and stuff like that. So what I came across was that in last 20 years, because of medicine and various other inventions, the prevalence has gone up, has become double. So firstly, it is increasing. People live to 100 much more than they did a decade or two back. And now it is, I think in US, it has come to around 2.7 people per 10,000 would live to be 100. And the highest life expectancy is obviously Japan, where about 3.4 people in 10,000 will live to be 100. So 100 is a special number, and people like Prince Philip also couldn't reach there. Then there is something called supercentenarians. Okay, and it's actually just 10 years more. So it's like 110, and it seems just one centenarian out of 1,000 centenarians will reach the 110 mark. So it becomes as rare as for normal human beings, it is 1 in 5 million people would reach to 110. Now, that's a different question, that in next 20 years, the number might drastically change. And I don't know whether Earth can bear it, but we are living much longer. So that was my...
So Nilesh, here's a question for you. If a person who lives up to 100 is called a centenarian, Santa is 1,700 years old. What do you think 1,000-year-olds are called?
No clue.
That's what they started calling him Santa, I think. That's what they call him.
Correct. It's like, there is no number. Because see, supercentenarian happens at 110. Already. In 10, you become supercentenarian. So I don't know. Santa is just Santa centenarian.
So he's 1,753 years old.
No, it could be otherwise. It could be some version of Chuck Norris or Rajnikant or something like that. That is possible.
Poor Santa must be dying in his grave, being called Rajnikant.
Okay, so before I'll tell you a very funny one. This is, I think we all love Monty Python, right? So apparently, when Monty Python and the Holy Grail was made, the budget for that movie was $319,000. Okay. And it was funded by, who? I mean, do you even want to guess? I mean, though I think it's ridiculous to ask. It was funded together by Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Genesis, Elton John, and Jethro Tull.
Wow.
They together put up the money to make Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
What fun. I didn't know that. That's amazing.
That's an amazing fact. And just imagine these legendary guys. And it became a huge,
right? It was like Monty Python was like...
So that's the end of our shorts. And I think, like Samiran said, we don't know whether you will hear this as the last shorts of 2023 or the first shorts of 2024. Whichever way it is, we wish you a very, very happy new year and a very, very happy 2024 with lots more tech, madness, and really quirky conversations. Look forward to seeing you guys in the new year. And Samiran, you have to find new paradoxes for the year. Okay, so you have to have a 2024 paradox when we come back in the new year.